Well, good morning, my Tuesday King family. How's everybody today? I am good. I hope you are well. I'm still waiting to hear on my freaking apartment. So I talked to them Tuesday morning and he says, we'll get back to you probably Tuesday night. Now it's Thursday. I don't know why I won't get it. My credit's excellent, but you just, this is just a second. I want to. God, I get the same method from Carter Health. So anyway, still waiting. I think it'll be positive. They're a little screwed up with my monthly income because it's Social Security. Then they kind of screwed up the goal. They instead of I said 5,300, so they divided it by 12 instead of 5,300 because it said other income per month. But that really should. I told the girl I had that it was worth it, and I did it. So I don't think that'll be a problem. They did a background check and all this credit stuff, which is all fine. So I don't know what the holdup is. I think it's that I'm on a waiting list, and so she's promising it to me, but it's a waiting list, so we'll see. But I feel pretty good that I'll get it. So again, it's just waiting. It's a little stressed because I like to know, I'm the type that, okay, I'm moving out. Do I have a new place, right? Because I think like that. And so until I have the new place, I don't have the new place. So that's why I got to get it. I'll give them till the end of the week. And if they're giving me the song and the dance, I'll just look for another apartment. Explain I retired and I've got the collectibles, the precious metals. They'll see I've never missed a payment in 4 years here, so I don't know what they're worried about. Hi, John C. Good morning. Jenna, they did get the son back for $4,300. So they kidnapped the son off the street. This is the Gestapo in the Ukraine. This military police, secret police, SS type, copying it from the Nazis. Great thing. And so they kidnapped the boy. They sprayed pepper spray in his face, took his phone for a day. She was able to contact people, and they agreed on a price of $4,300 for the boy, of which they paid. And so it says still in the preparatory stage. I guess they're still in negotiations. We're waiting. Yes, he will stay in Odessa. Yes, are you going to keep him in Odessa? He just got kidnapped. It will lie low. Now, I told her a year ago I saw videos where they're doing this. The Gestapo and the Ukraine were picking up young boys, 15, 16, 14, 17, young age, throwing them in the army because they ran out of soldiers because the Russians have won, but yet they keep going. Well, I don't care if we kill 15-year-old boys. What do I care? I'm Zelensky as long as I keep getting money. It's freaking ridiculous. You've lost the war, and he wants to keep laundering money. Now, he was going to go hide out in Israel, but I don't think he's going to do that because they're bombing the hell out of Tel Aviv, and I don't see anybody being safe in Israel. They're probably in bunkers underground to do that. Do we have bunkers underground here? It seems like every country, Vietnam and Iran and Iraq, and everybody has these underground bunkers. But the Nazis did too. So we'll see. So anyway, he's supposedly okay for the 4,300, and we'll see. So she's saying still in the preparatory, so they're still preparing him to get out, and they got the money to give him. So apparently, hopefully it's a done deal, and they're not going to say, "Hey, you got 4,300. How about another 4,300?" Well, before we give it back, we're going to change our mind to 8,000 or 9,000. We see this all the time where people don't know how much you have, and then they realize they ask for more. I thought it was a weird number, 4,300, not 4,000 or 5,000. But anyway, hopefully he'll be returned, and he'll lie low. He'll be, I guess it was what did she say? He went out to bring his brother some food and was attacked by men in uniform. They sprayed pepper spray on his face. They kept him without a phone for a day. And then she's finding people who can save him. I hate when my phone jumps. And she says she called the police, but they don't do anything. All right. So what happened is they got him before they were rounding up a bunch of kids. So before the kid went into the army, that's how they were able to get him, because once he's in the army, he's dead. So anyway, so I'm glad he's hopefully safe and returned, but I worry about him in the future getting attacked again. And hey, we can get 4,300. Let's know where he lives, and then let's take him every week. We'll take him, and we'll get 4,300. I don't know what to say. It's not a safe world. But this is the Ukraine, and we know it's not safe anyway. But we didn't expect it. We expected the Russians to be the problem, not the Ukrainians. Terrible. Well, it is awful, and you got to keep your eyes open. It could happen here. It can happen anywhere. That's why you've got to be very aware, very stoic, very careful who you talk to. You don't want to talk to the wrong people. That's why a lot of people just come and go. They don't say hi. They don't want to give up any information. They don't know who you are. They can't trust you, especially these young kids now. I think that's where the 3 times salary is coming on my apartment is they all made money in Bitcoin or whatever. But then as Bitcoin's dropping, they all of a sudden have less money or whatever, or can't get the money or don't want to sell it. So you got to be careful. But I don't know. They need to change this 3 times rent as a precaution of worried about getting paid. Because as people like me retire, I really don't need to work. I don't have a pension, but I've moved it into gold and silver. So I have that to protect me. And the beautiful thing about the gold and silver is it's going to keep going up. So it's like where the stock market will crash. It's starting to fall now. It's like 47,000 going down. At what point do you start sweating? At 45, at 42? Are you going to start sweating your stocks? Where gold and silver, it just keeps going on. It ebb and flows because it's paper and it's It's Comax, but in the real physical world, it just keeps going up. There's no reason to drop. As long as the demand's still there. So let's take a look at gold and silver. And we've got silver at 85.50, and we've got gold at 51.43. So gold's staying, pretty healthy over the 5,000. Again, it's the 10 o'clock drop. So at 6 in the morning, it was 51.90. And then for some reason it drops. Oh, let's sell our options. So that is the problem. You're dealing with people an 80, 85, 60 for silver. You're dealing with an option market, and we're expecting a physical price. But this isn't a physical market. It's an option market. It's a futures market. So people see it go up and they short it because, it went over the 50-day moving average of the 100, because these are idiots, right? They missed the whole point. The dollar's worthless and you're buying gold and silver, and all the bricks are buying gold and silver. Just let it run. So they keep shorting it for $1, and then it goes a little bit low, and then they buy it. And so it's sitting there at 51, 52. And we've been seeing this the whole time since 2000. When it was 2000, it was 2100, and it finally broke 3000, 4000, 5000. So at least we broke 5,000. And again, it makes no sense why it's not continuing to go to 8 or 10. But again, these contract, but as soon as people ask for delivery, there's no gold or silver to deliver. So we keep saying it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up because there's no physical, and we're just waiting. But I guess it unwinds, and it's just a matter of time till they empty it out. So it's like losing weight. Let's say you go on a diet and you eat eggs and steaks and veggies, and you start losing. Well, I want to lose 20 pounds, and so you lose 5 pounds, and then you lose 10 pounds. But you can't just lose the 20 pounds. It takes time. And that's what I'm saying. The Comax has got it. There's no gold and silver, or very, very little. And we're just waiting for it to end till, okay, we don't have any more. We can't do this Ponzi scheme anymore. And that's what we're waiting for. So we've lost, let's say, 15 pounds of the 20. And that's why we still see it in use, but we know it's all bullshit. It's a Ponzi scheme. But the problem is the bankers who are in charge of it, JP Morgan, want to keep the scam going because they make money off of it, and they won't pay it anyway. They owe a lot of physical, right? People who have taken who are demanding the physical, they're never going to pay it back. So they'll probably go out of business, but they just keep playing the game because they go, well, I'm not going to pay it anyway. I'm not going to offer physical. And then it'll be all over. And that's soon. China and Russia, yeah, they have the gold back currency out, the unit. Strong demand for gold and silver. But all we can do is look at it as it's a strong time to buy because the price is lower than it should be. I mean, that's all we can say. We see gold at 51.50. We know it's worth 20, 30,000. So therefore, we just keep buying it at 5 because we know it's worth more than 5. Well, how can you say that, Howard? It says 5, but that's the paper price. That's not the physical price. And that's the whole point. You must understand that this is the paper price. So you problem solve gold and silver and Comax by understanding it. And that's what I know. I talk about problem solving a lot, but that's really what it is. Trying to problem solve my apartment. What's the problem? I make enough money. My credit's good. No, my background checks, no issues. What's the problem? So, I think it's they are either waiting for an opening or somebody else wants it or something, and they're just waiting to iron it out. I don't know, but I should get it. So that's all I can say is from my end, I've done the thing and I filled out the application, paid that and waiting, and they said it's available. And okay, where the fuck is it? So maybe they're busy. And I think they have one office and I think there's 2 or 3 different apartment complexes. So maybe it got busy. I don't know. John G. GK, what's your favorite sports card? Okay. So when we're problem solving gold and silver, um, we're understanding it's paper. We understand it's COMEX. We understand that they're flooding paper into the market to lower the price, not based on demand. Had demand gone down, that would have created it, but it's not demand going down. It's the paper. It's paper pricing increasing the supply, but a paper supply, not a physical supply. So there's a mass confusion here of what is the real price of physical gold and silver versus this COMEX price. So a lot of people look at COMEX as the price, so they don't really get it. It's okay to buy, but when you want to sell, you're selling. Like if I was going to sell my silver here, and it says it's $86, and I know this is worth 500, 1,000. I don't really want to sell it now. So that's why, like somebody asked me, well, why don't you sell it? And I said, well, because it's going to be higher and there's no, right now I want to use my cash until I can't. When I run out, then I will go back and sell an ounce of gold and get another $5,000, $6,000 for it. So I've kept this cash around to use that so I don't have to sell gold at this cheap price of 5,100, basically. So that's kind of how I'm problem solving that. Problem solving is trying to figure things out. Basketball, we're trying to do football, anything, what's going on, and then you problem solve it. So that's what we're looking for. So you can problem solve everything. Well, like here with Jenna, we problem solved her kid. Contact the people. How do we get them back? Money talks. So they took the money and she gets her son back. Daria, we're always trying to problem solve her going, well, when are we getting together and everything? A lot of it's her daughter, which we know. So we'll see. I mean, that's all we can do, but we pretty much problem solved it. And, it kind of leads us into selling. And selling, I'm watching poker and you watch wrestling and women, and it's all selling. So Ric Flair gets you in a figure 4 and you're selling that your leg's breaking, right? That's what I mean by selling. You're kind of making the person see you as something. In poker, you're selling by pretending you have a hand, and then the guy, oh, I thought he was weak, right? You hear Mike Madison, oh, I thought he was weak. Why? You read the tell, these pros are good at like reading you, supposedly, whatever that means. Oh, you swallowed, or you did this, you did that. And based on your reaction or your facial tick or your hand, you're weak, you're strong. The way you bet, the way you threw the chips in. So it's a lot of selling that goes on in poker. There's a lot of selling that Trump's doing with the war now. We're getting blown out. It's a 35-0 first quarter for Iran, and Trump's trying to sell it. We're winning the war. In what world are we? We're down 35-0. How are we winning? He's trying to sell it. That's a lot of politics. They try to sell it. Oh, I'm listening to some idiot here running for governor. Oh, lower your taxes. No, you won't. You won't be able to. And so you have a lot of that where they always problem, oh, no war. What did Trump say? No war. I'll get you out of the Ukraine war in one day. That's selling. He's just telling you bullshit. This is, I guess, bullshitting. So Trump's sitting there not doing anything. TK Skubal quit playing in the World Baseball Classic. He won't pitch again. He's a loser as far as I'm concerned. He has no passion for the game. I was watching Magic and Bird yesterday on YouTube. It was a very good sort of documentary, how they came up, how they grew up. Now Larry Bird hurt his back. Get this, he hurts his back paving his mother's driveway. So let's see. Oh, here it is. So it was Magic versus Bird, A Courtship of Rivals. This is a really good documentary. So Larry Bird hurts his he still lives in French Lick, Indiana, and he's living in bought his mother a house, and he wants to pave the driveway. So he does it himself, and he's lifting like the asphalt or the cement, whatever he did, and he was like shoveling it in and whatever to do the driveway, and hurt his back. And it like cracked his back. I mean, he was in bad shape. And this was in 1985, and he played till what, 80? No, he played till 92 actually. And he couldn't even sit anymore. That's why you saw him lying on the floor. And that's a guy who was passionate about basketball. He wanted to play basketball, right? How they won the 86 title was amazing when he stole the pass from Isaiah. And then they beat the Lakers with that back. So it was a very bad back, but he played. That's what's called his passion for the game. That's the guy's a winner, Larry Bird. And Bo Nix, he broke his ankle in the game. Apparently, I don't know if it was the last play or not, but let's say it was near the end of the game, but he still finished it out. And what you have here at Tarik Skubal is a loser. There's no other way to put it. He doesn't care about the game. He's clearly there for the money. He doesn't negotiate with the Tigers. He gets this attorney who's just a total dick. I wouldn't deal with the attorney. I'd tell him to go fuck off, to tell you the truth. So instead of negotiating a 5-year contract with the Tigers, like Jared Goff did with the Lions, he doesn't do that. He sits there and goes to arbitration and gets $32 million. If I were the Tigers and some guy did that to me, he would never see the field. You know what? Gosh darn it. I don't want to play you because you might get hurt. You might have to go home and cry. So I'm not gonna play you. And that way your arm will be fine. And then we can trade you without risking injury because you're a quitter. You quit in the playoffs. You quit here. Why did you go sign up for it? You signed up for the World Baseball Classic. Why'd you sign up for it? And then you let your team down. I don't know about the country. Nobody cares about it, but it's the idea that you're a quitter. You quit in the playoffs and you quit here. And I wouldn't give you 32 million. I wouldn't give you $32. I'm not going to play him. You don't need to. You got Valdez, Frambling, he's okay. And Verlander, who's 43, who lost 11 games in a row. So that's your replacement. but I don't want you injured and I can't trade you because I'm not going to pay you because you're not worth it. You're too old. You want 10 years. Fuck you. I'll give you 2 years with incentives. That's all I would give these guys. I would not give anybody more than 2 years, and I'll give you less money, but incentives. All right, you win so many games, fine. You win the Cy Young, fine. You pitch 8 inning games, I'll give you bonus. You do this 6 inning crap, and I'm not going to give you anything. I'm gonna subtract pay from you. Watching this Mission Impossible, the last one, what is it? I don't know, with the key and everything. And McKittrick goes to Ethan Hunt. He says, well, I use you and you're here to get used. This is the government, right? You're an agent and I use you. I need you to do this and that and, do this mission and do that mission. So I use you. And that's what sports is. The team uses the players. They don't give a fuck about them. They use them to win, to make money. This is how I make money. You're the product. Sort of like going to the grocery store. The product is eggs and bacon and chicken, and I sell them to make money. And if I have my prices good, people come and buy it. And that's what sports is. I use the guys. I don't really give a shit about them. I use the guy. You're my quarterback. You're my running back. You're Hutchinson. Oh, okay. Oh, you broke your leg. Oh, well, see you later. I wouldn't have paid him 30 cents. What are they paying him 30 million for? Guy's got a broken leg. He's done. It's a broken leg. You don't just come back and you're the same guy. He sucked last year, but the whole point is they use you. So Skubal is out of his mind. I don't know anybody that would take a guy who quits and the only reason he won the Cy Young, as somebody said, because Paul Skeens was in the National League, number one, and there was no good pitchers. There's no good pitchers anymore. They pitch 4 innings, 5 innings. You get a Max Fried, Chris Sale, I don't know. And then you got Ranger Suarez who gets hurt and he's okay. And the Phillies have a few pitchers. The Mets had a few good pitchers. But to win the Cy Young is not impressive anymore. It's like winning the Heisman Trophy. It really is not impressive at all. You just had an undefeated team. So that's it. Let me see. So why would I sign to Skubal? What would be the advantage? He doesn't play in the playoffs. Can only pitch so many pitches. I mean, is he good, but is he worth it? I'm not signing him to a 10-year contract. If that's what he thinks he's worth, he's going to pitch till he's 42. He can't pitch more than 6 innings now. What, you going to pitch 3-inning games when he gets 37, 38, 39? Well, I can go the first 2 innings and then I gotta sit down. My arm hurts. I can't pitch after that. So basically what you have is a joke. This guy, he's not Larry Bird. He's not passionate for the game, where he'll play with a very bad back, but Larry Bird played. Isaiah Thomas nearly breaks his foot in game 6 of the NBA Finals against the Lakers in '88. I mean, he gets his foot rolled over, and he comes in and plays game 7. Not only that, in game 6, he scores 30 points in the third quarter. Skubal, oh, my foot hurts. I can't play. That's the difference between a champion and a loser. Skubal's a loser. I'm sorry. 2-time Cy Young Award with no competition. Is he a good pitcher? No, because it's like Belichick. Belichick won because of Brady. Is he a good coach? I don't know. He couldn't win without Brady. And that's where I say, like, Bill Parcells was a great coach because he had Lawrence Taylor and played to Lawrence Taylor. Now, he won because of Lawrence Taylor, but it was still he had to overcome Phil Simms, but he won because he had Lawrence Taylor, and he played to his defense. He was a smart coach. Belichick, he didn't do anything. So, and that's what this Isaiah played with basically a broken ankle and still played, right? It was very puffy and it hurt, but you know. So that's the key to it, right? But school ball only pitched 6 innings in a elimination playoff game. Jack Morris, you couldn't take him out. He pitched 10 innings for Minnesota against Atlanta to win that World Series. Yeah, it was Game 7. So that's the difference between a winner and a loser. The loser's there for the money. LeBron, he sits out. I need to sit down. I'm tired. Like, give me a fucking break. These basketball players have no heart, no passion for the game, not like it used to be. That's why it's very hard to watch. And then you've got a school asking for 10 years, in it for the money, doesn't give a shit about the team, doesn't care about anything but himself. And, oh, my arm's tired, I can't play. Nobody takes who else took himself out of a game? Oh, yeah, Anthony Richardson. What's he doing now? Yeah, he's unemployed. He's at the grocery store. You never if you take yourself out of a game, you're not passionate for it. I don't want you on my team. So if I'm the Tigers, you're not playing because I want to trade your ass because you're a loser. I don't want losers on my team. I trade you, but I'm not going to play you because I'm not going to, you might get hurt. And, I don't want, then I can't. And from a selfish standpoint, I can't trade you if you're hurt. Nobody will want you. So you're not playing. You're going to just sit over there and you can cry and you can do whatever the fuck you do, but you're not playing because then I won't be able to trade you if you get hurt. Because if you get hurt, I'm really fucked. So no, I want to trade you. And, is it hard to get the trade? I don't know. Do other people want? Is he going to go to the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Yankees? Are these teams going to want a quitter? I don't think they will. I honestly don't think the Yankees want a quitter. Or the Mets. They don't like quitters in New York. Maybe the Dodgers sign them. I could care less. But that's the thing. I'm afraid you're going to get hurt. So for your own safety, just like you sitting out this baseball, you committed yourself and now you're quitting. You played 6 innings in the elimination playoff game and you quit. So no, I don't want a quitter on my team. And that's how you have to look at Skubal. On his good side, he's a good pitcher. Maybe he didn't win any playoff games. He doesn't go 9 innings. He's worthless. This is baseball's changed. Oh, bullshit. Baseball's changed. You're pitching the ball over the plate. It's the same game. Just because the managers want to sit there and rest you so you don't get hurt and pitch you 5, 6, 7 innings every 10th day, the game hasn't changed. Sandy Koufax would have pitched 9 innings, especially in an elimination game. You had to go the full route. You didn't. You're a quitter and you're a loser. And that's the bottom line. That's what he is. None of the other pitchers, I mean, growing up, Nolan Ryan, you're not getting him out of the game. Gibson, Koufax, Jack Morris, Lolich. Lolich pitched on 2 days rest. He pitched a complete game in the 68 World Series. Well, that was a different time. No, the fuck it wasn't. It was baseball. He wasn't going to get taken out of the game, just like everybody else, just like Jack Morris, just like Greg Maddux. Smoltz. These guys would not come out. Roger Clemens. I mean, look at Scherzer. Scherzer doesn't want to come out of the game. Skubal, oh, my arm hurt. You better take me out. Oh, I might need an ice pack. Nobody wants a loser in sports. Nobody wants a quitter in sports. You want to quit, go to the grocery store. I would not pitch the guy at all, 1 inning, and then try to trade him. I'm keeping him fresh for you, Dodgers or Phillies or Mets or Yankees. And you guys can waste your money on him because guess what? He won't go more than 6 innings in a big game. You're not going to get 9 innings out of him. And you're going to need it because the relievers are so bad right now. There's no Goose Gossage. There's no Raleigh Fingers. There's Bruce Sutter. There's no superstar relievers. So therefore, you're going to bring in a guy who's 3 levels below this guy, and you're going to lose the game. And that's what happened in the playoffs, right? They brought in the other guy, and as soon as they did, boom, 2-run homer. Tigers lost. Seattle got to play Toronto. It didn't matter. Toronto would have killed Detroit, but it's just the whole idea. You should never have come out of that game if you have any balls and any passion. And Larry Bird and Bobby Orr playing with a fucking knee for 10 years. Well, let's say like 7, 8 years playing with this bad knee. Skubal on the Boston Bruins. I can't play tonight. My knee hurts. I can't play. I mean, that's the difference. Bobby Orr, Larry Bird, these are great players. They played injured, and they played at a superstar level. They were winners. Skubal's a loser. So that's my point on Skubal. I wouldn't sign him. I don't want him. I don't want a loser infecting my team and everybody else starts quitting. Let's look at what happens with Framber Valdez. Okay, I'm going to quit. It's been 6 innings. I'm Anthony Richardson. I'm taking myself out. I'm tired. I mean, this is what we're coming to, a bunch of losers playing. So fuck them. I froze. I'm better. I didn't see me freeze, but okay. Yeah, when I first came on, it was bad because so if we talk about selling in poker, you're disguising your hand. That's all selling. It's all acting, selling. You watch the Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible or the James Bond movies, and it's all selling. They make you think that. They make you think the girl and the boy are in love and kissing and all this. Poker, you're selling the hand. I'm selling you I've got nothing. I'm weak. I'm trying to bluff. I'm trying to sell you that I'm got a big hand. But usually it's the betting that is always the default. We're selling gold and silver because they're making it look like, oh, you don't want to buy it. You want to be in the stock market. No, you want to be in gold and silver. And like I said, it's the best thing because if I were to retire with stocks, I'd worry about the market crashing, right? And I don't know what I would do. But with gold and silver, I know they're going to just keep going up. So I'm sitting at what I have and I'm looking at my assets and I go, the best part of it is they're going to keep going up. 5,000 gold is going to go to 10,000 gold. $80 silver is going to go to 1,000. We just got to wait for COMEX to hiccup a little bit more, but that's what'll happen. They're going to need, because these wars are very expensive, and now you have one in every fucking country, and all their money's got to go into the war, and the money will be worthless. So the defense contractors' plan of having people buy the arms, you're going to get monopoly money. So what, the Japanese, the Chinese, whoever buys your weapons, Iran, Iraq, Israel, whoever's buying your weapons are paying you in monopoly money. So even if you do, this is my point with people in the stocks now. Like Luke wants the miners. He thinks that's a good investment. And it might go up. He might make $1 million on it, but he's making monopoly money. You can't comprehend the concept that the money you're making in the stock market or in Bitcoin isn't worth anything. And this is the biggest problem, that people are being sold a load of goods. If you were to problem solve Bitcoin, for example, you would realize it's not real. Why would I buy it? It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by anything. Stock market, it's not backed by anything. So even if I problem solve and I say, oh, the miners are going to do good, gold and silver are going to go up, you're still in monopoly money. So when the monopoly money crashes, what's the value of your stocks? Gold and silver doesn't need monopoly money to price itself. Everything else does, hence why we're in gold and silver. So they're being sold a load of shit that they're in the miner stocks, or they're in Bitcoin, or whatever they're in. They don't realize they're about to get fucked. They've been sold a load of goods. They did not problem solve it. If you problem solved it, you'd want to get out of dollars. This is the first thing I problem solve, is to get out of the dollars. That's why I use the Titanic. The boat's sinking. And what you're going to have is the frenzy. You're going to have everybody realize the boat sink, and then they're going to run into the lifeboat. And in this case, we're already in the lifeboat. The only lifeboat's gold and silver. That's it. That's what you have. So the government sells you on stock market because the banks want you in it, because they steal your money. They want you in the bank. They steal your money. They print the money. They sell you. I heard Trump say, oh, inflation's a tame 2.5%. I almost drove off the road when I heard that. Okay, first of all, it's not 2.5%. So don't know what he's talking about. Again, they're selling you that its price is going up, not the money losing value. The money being printed, losing value. That's why I read that whole inflation thing for you. So we know inflation's thousands of %. And you got to go back to 1971 when we went off the gold standard, because in effect, you made the dollar worthless when you did that. The dollar only has value because it's backed by gold and silver. That's it. So you have to understand that. So Trump comes on and says, oh, yeah, we're doing great. It's the best economy in the history of life. Okay, you're smoking something, Trump. And he's selling you. This is what politicians do. This is why I don't vote. I'm being sold a load of goods, so I don't even know what the hell, and then they never hold it. I read you something on FDR. And World War II should never have happened had they listened to the free trade agreement and back to the gold standard. But they didn't. Central bank came in, and he basically lied to you. I'm going to run on this platform, free trade and gold standard and constitution. And then as soon as he gets in, he raises taxes. He takes gold away. There is no free trade. It's doing tariffs and all that, just like Trump's doing now. So they sell you, or basically lied to you. And so you think, oh, I'm going to get, I watch Gordon Ramsay and I see it a lot. He goes in, it's the same movie every time, right? He goes into this restaurant, mom and pop restaurants, and the guy says, how would you rate your food? And he goes, oh, it's a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Gordon's like, oh, like, does he actually believe it? And then the cook sits there. This has to not be real. This whole Gordon Ramsay thing has to be the biggest bullshit scripted thing I've ever seen. And then, so the guy's the owner's the cook, or his son's the cook, or the mother's the cook. Somebody's the cook, right? And they actually think it's 9 out of 10, And then Gordon orders, and he hates everything he orders, and they're surprised he hates it. He's a Michelin 3-star chef who's expecting Michelin gourmet food. and you serve them a hamburger or chicken or salmon, and of course, it's not going to be Michelin. He says, "Oh, this is terrible." Well, of course he's going to say it, but why is he even ordering it and say it? I mean, what is the point of the show of that? So he's selling how smart he is, how good he is. He's going to come in and rescue the restaurant. It's all bullshit. And there's always two hot daughters and the husband and wife or whoever. And they're all crying and fighting, and we're broke. I've never seen so many idiots own a restaurant who don't know what they're doing. Yeah, we're 100,000 in debt, and we're 70,000 in debt, and we're 200,000 in debt. Why did you get into the restaurant business? Oh, we thought it would be fun. Who invests 100 grand in something you don't know anything about and then wonder why you're losing your ass? And here comes Gordon to save them. And it's the same thing. Then he talks to the people. Do you want to be a cook? Are you passionate about it? Da da da. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And then all of a sudden, all the restaurants are full. They heard Gordon Ramsay's in town. Well, he's not the one cooking. It's you want to be on TV. So you come into this restaurant, we'll put you on TV. And it's all staged, right? It's got to be. And then again, they're selling. And then he walks away. I can't do anything. Okay, I'll do something. So he walks away and he comes back, and then he changes the inside of the restaurant. He does the facelift. He does a new sign. Then he changes the menu from 100 items to 6 items that are gourmet. Salmon and hamburger and steaks and whatever the thing of the restaurant is. And it's all selling. And at the end, everybody, oh, it's the best hamburger I've ever had. It's such good salmon or whatever these gourmet dishes are. He probably pays the people to come in and he pays for the meals. Otherwise, why would they go into a shit restaurant that they don't want to go to? And then he leaves. And then, 6 months later, the restaurant's out of business because the real food comes out. Then you have he goes through the kitchen and he pulls open and all the food's stale and been there for 6 months and it smells like shit. Every restaurant has the same thing. It makes you not want to go to a restaurant, right? I mean, it's all, can I expect your cooler? I want to see if you have crap in your cooler. But it's all selling. He sells that he's some great guy. And I save the restaurant by refurnishing it and changing the menu. So now you're getting a gourmet restaurant, and it's always the mom and pops. And it's the same. They're yelling and 2 cute daughters. And, it's a joke, but it's all selling. So you don't know how the restaurant's in business because it's crap. And then he comes in to save the day. So he's selling you, look how good I am. He's not selling you he's a good cook. He's selling you that, look at me, I saved them. I'm Superman or Batman or whatever he is, whatever man he is. And you always are puzzled. Why did these people get into running a restaurant? They don't know what they're doing. They don't control it. The chefs are idiots. Why did you hire this chef if he's an idiot? He should be in control of the kitchen. It's just, and then the decor, they never change the decor because they're never making any money. Anyway, that's what selling is. So we see it in poker where the guy's selling you in his hand. We see it in politics. Oh, I'm going to give you no tax. We're going to take all the taxes away. Well, oops, I know I promised it, but I can't do it. We're going to have free trade. Well, no, we're going to have tariffs. Well, we're going to go by the Constitution. Well, geez, we can't do that. Our laws have changed. The military's taking over. Gosh darn it. I promise you we're going to end the Ukraine war in a day. And, we're still at it. And not only that, I promise you no war. We invaded Venezuela, Mexico. We're going to invade Cuba, and now we're invading Iran. Only, oh shit, Iran actually has an army. We're fucked because the Russians and the Chinese loaded them up. And it basically, we're done financially. Our dollars basically collapsed, and the gold and silver is so cheap. So they're keeping it cheap. They're selling you it's not worth anything, but it really is. They're keeping it cheap so they can buy it. And if we're smart enough, and then we buy it too. If you find somebody like me that explains it, you go, shit, I'm buying gold and silver. And that's the key to it, right? You've got to buy it. There is no option. Are you going to watch your dollar go to zero? How much are you going to pay for, eggs at the grocery store, or milk or cheese or whatever? How much are you going to pay for it? Because prices, it's not that the prices go up. They go up a little. It's, the prices do go up, but it's the value of the dollar that's really killing everything. And that's what you got to be very careful of. So you're being sold. I'm not selling you. I'm problem solving for you. The seller is Peter Schiff and Andy Schectman and Jim, whatchamacallit, Rickards. These are the salesmen. Well, you need to just, they can't explain shit, but they get on there talking. Oh, it's our company. Buy from us. Buy. That's all they're doing is selling you to buy it. But they can't explain it because they don't know. Then you got a guy like Alligator who can't explain shit, and he's wrong. Oh, an Austrian economist doesn't know what money is. No, I know exactly what money is. This is money. It's the medium of exchange. It's what you buy goods and services with, and that's this. I don't know what you mean by it's credit. Maybe you owe the bank or the central bank. I don't know. There shouldn't even be a central bank, but it is money because money is what's used to buy things, goods and service. So that's what you buy it with. So how the fuck can it not be money? So you look like an idiot, Alligator, that you don't know what money is. Real money is gold and silver, but you can't use it now, although we will use it soon. So anyway, they're just selling you. They can't explain it to you. They sell you. Egon kind of explains it. Mark McGuire explains it in a way that you're like, what did he say? Like, you don't know what he said. So you're kind of confused because he uses banking terms. He keeps calling the casino COMEX. And the chips in play and this and that. And you're like, what are you talking about, Mark? It's a bad example what he uses, and he doesn't talk down. He doesn't talk to the listeners. He talks very differently. DK, you so good at this. You should be on the radio for a job. You would be great at it. Thank you. Well, I'm here. I'm on YouTube. So there you go. This is what I found. If somebody wants to give me a serious job, a radio, a TV job, thank you. But I don't even know what's on the radio and TV anymore. I think it's more on YouTube, or you do your like a Joe Rogan podcast, which is what I'm trying to do here. Then we get to women. Now, women sell themselves a little differently, but with the same, they're out for money, just like Andy Schectman, right? So a woman will smile at you and she'll be sexy, and the way she talks to you in the clothes, and they do it mostly. They're either doing it for your time, attention, or your money. They're not all after money. The real girl is after your attention. She needs somebody to talk to. She needs an emotional partner, somebody who she can be herself with, which is very hard to do. And that's when you've got the woman, when it's more emotional and more that, and they stop selling you, and they're very careful about the money. And like Alyssa says, oh, can I have $10 for what? And I said, no, you can't. I don't have it. And then she kind of shuts up and goes, oh, okay. She tried, but she didn't get it. But, but they all want to be, you're my man, take care of me. So they are going to sell you, usually with the looks, the sexual activities, the interest, whatever. they'll try to look real pretty for you. Um, and then are they interested in you? So, but it does come down to, will you take care of me? Will you give me some money if I need? Which is the same thing in poker. You're trying to sell the guy to put money in the pot because I got a full house, so I look weak. And he bets 100, and I got the full house. So I'm trying to get more money in the pot, which is why I argue about those all ins on the river. If the guy really had a good hand, he wouldn't go all in. He'd want to maybe bet 100, so you'd call, and then he'd want to get more money from you. But if he goes all in, the odds on you calling are very slim. And the only way he's going to call is if you have a full house or some powerful hand. That's the only way you're calling. So does it make any sense? Somebody goes all in on the river with 4 aces or 4 of a kind or anything. That's why you slow play your 4 of a kind, unlike that Gelfand guy who's a fucking idiot. I would never slow play. You're out of your mind. Of course you slow play. I'm slow playing to get more money in the pot. So I act weak. You might bluff at me, or you might catch a straight or a flush or 3 nines or something that will make you put money in the pot. That's what it's about, is making you put money in the pot. If you have 4 of a kind, you would never bet. I'd never bet 4 of a kind till the river, and then I'd make it look like a bluff. Well, I'm going to make a big bet now. It's the only way I can win the pot is if I bet at it, and then they'll call you. And they're only going to call you is if you have good hands, right? So it's getting more money in the pot, and women are the same. It's take care of me, pay my rent, or do this. I need food. I need this. I knew that. Like Jenna yesterday, she needed $300 of the 43. I'm glad she didn't ask for 4,300. I would have had a hard time saying no, because this is the kid's life we're looking at. And I don't believe she was playing me and just telling me that. I don't think she would go there. I've known her a long time, and I know she's got kids, and there's no way she's telling me, she's selling me that the kid got kidnapped by the Gestapo. That's not happening. So I gave her, helped her out. There was no way I wouldn't help her out to save a kid's life. I mean, come on. So it's a lot of selling. It's wrestling. It's selling. I think basketball, they're trying to sell. Magic and Bird, they sold that really well. Baseball, they do a bad job selling it. The change, and when these sports make changes, they've got to be to make it better, right? Is an electric car better than a gas car? No. Why would I buy an electric car? There's nothing good about it. I'm going to get locked in the car. It's going to catch fire. I'm going to have to, after about 6 months, I'm going to have to charge it every day. Well, it's starting the hot and the cold, but I got my regular gas car, my Camry, it works fine. So why? There's no benefit to getting an electric car. There's no benefit of football with the stupid kickoff and with the moving the extra point 20 yards back, and a lot of these stupid rules, the push tush. There's no benefit to pushing guys or picking them up and carrying them. There's no benefit to that. That's not football. You haven't made the game better. There's no benefit in baseball. This 5-inning crap. That's a bad selling job by baseball. The starter goes 5 innings and you bring in 15 relievers. Okay, that's not good. This put a runner on second in the 10th inning is not good. It's not good at all. What's the benefit of, like, the whole game you got to hit to get on, or get hit or walk, get on by an error, and then in the 10th inning you let them get second base. Well, we want to end the game quicker. Well, either have ties or keep playing. Why do we need to end the game quicker is the question, right? Let's problem solve that. Why do we need to end the game quicker? Well, I don't know. Don't really have a good explanation. Oh, because the kids who aren't our audience have to play video games, or they're on Twitter, or they're watching TikTok. And so we can't keep their attention because most people are idiots now. They have no mental capacity. They have no, they can't do anything for more than 5 minutes. So let's speed the game up because it's boring and people don't want to watch it. Why is it boring? Because you don't have any players that are any good. And then you do have the school guy who you're paying him a lot of money, and the guys suck. And you got this Shotani guy from Japan that nobody likes. Nobody gives a fuck about. You try to make him into your star. He can't even speak English. I'm getting sick and tired of these commercials. I'll be on Pluto or Tubi, and there's a AT&T commercial in Spanish, or there's a Wendy's commercial in Spanish, and I get really pissed off. This is America. You want to have commercials, so I will not use AT&T or Wendy's because they're insulting us by having commercials in Mexican. Speak English. We're in America. As in Rome, do as the Romans do. In America, fucking speak English. I don't like when I hear people speaking Chinese or Russian or some other French or German in the hot tub. But that's okay. That's more of a private thing. But in business, you can't do that. So I'm just sick and tired of that. What's the benefit? Who are you going after? Is there that many Spanish-speaking people here that can't fucking speak English? Who can't speak English in America? You want a job, you're going to speak English. You want to come to America, you learn English. Anyway, so you have the selling of gold and silver to try to make it, you don't want it. Look, it doesn't move. It's all manipulated. It's all price fixed. And then it's really worth a lot more as the banks are buying it and buying it. Inflation's cheap. They're trying to sell you that. It's a pack of lies. We went to the moon. No, we didn't. Kennedy got killed by, obviously, the CIA. Bobby Kennedy, the same thing. Who shot at Trump? CIA. The CIA is a dangerous group. They need to send them on an island somewhere. They're very harmful to the U.S. They need to be eliminated. FBI also. We don't need this shit. They're more harm than good. They create a lot of wars. The defense contractors should not be in charge. So there's a lot of selling. So be careful. Those are all lies. So women, you've got to be very careful with that. Oh, I love you. Really? And what do you want? You want money? Oh, I don't want your money. There's this cute lifeguard. And so I said to her, do you want my money? She said, no, I don't want your money. And I'm like, really? Okay. That's a good sign. So anyway, you're dealing with that's what general people are. I said that the other day. People want my football picks. Oh yeah, can you give it to me for $5 or $20? And they're trying to use me and sell me that they're broke and they don't have it until they say, hey, I'm buying a Rolex or I'm buying this, and I bet $700 on your pick and it lost. You're crying you don't have any money, and yet you bet $700 on a game. So which one is it? And again, if you would have bet it on the lock, the 700 you would have won. Why are you betting the secondary game? How much did you win on the lock? 1,000, but you don't say it. So that's the problem. There's a lot of selling going on. Problem solving is you have to understand the problem, right? Does things make sense when you're playing poker? Does it make sense that the guy made a bet? Did the two of clubs on the river really help you? And now you're betting a lot of money, or you're going all in and there's no help. But, sometimes you look at it. Let's say there's 3 clubs on the board. Let's say there's 2 clubs on the board and you're checking, you don't have a hand because if you had aces, you'd be protecting the hand so the flush wouldn't come out. That's the normal play. Now you can slow play it, but then you're an idiot if you slow play it. So I don't know about that. All right. Let's go to the NBA. Okay. All right, so 85, 44, and 51, 50. So long as we see gold in the 5100s, we're waiting for it soon. All right, so let's go to basketball as I try to problem solve that. All right, so let's look at the games. Now, this is problem solving. Detroit's 15 and a half over Philadelphia. Their best players out, I guess. Detroit with 46 wins, which I question. They're not a 46 win team, but they got 40. It's like they played Brooklyn yesterday, so they must be stacked to a lot of Eastern games and they're winning those. And then they play good teams and they lose because I watched them for the last 2 weeks and they suck. Especially Saturday night, they're at home against Brooklyn and they blow a 20-point lead and lose the game. Was that fixed? Are they, yeah, that looked fixed to me because they were in Detroit. So again, you can't trust Detroit. The Sixers, 35 wins. That's a big number, 15 and a half. I don't know. Is Detroit a blowout team? Is Philly that bad? I kind of don't know what to say on this. I don't know how good Philly is without their player. Phoenix, 8.5 over Indiana. Indiana sucks, but Phoenix is on the road. Now they're on an Eastern swing. It's tough to play the road favorites like this. Indiana's bad. I agree. But when they're at home and Phoenix with 38 wins, you think Phoenix would beat the Z team, but it's a tough one. Now, here we go. Orlando, 14 over Washington. I would take Orlando here. This is the spot I'm looking for. The home favorite, who's 36 wins, playing a terrible Z team, Washington 16. Now, Washington's defense sucks as they let the guy get 83 points. But from what I hear, they were following Washington at the end of the game to get the ball back so the guy could get 83 points. What the fuck is that? Just win the game. So I do like Orlando here, 36 versus 6 versus the Z team, and they're laying 14 at home. So this is the game we'd focus on is Orlando. Brooklyn, another shit team playing Atlanta. Again, Atlanta playing 15 and a half. I could see taking Atlanta, Dominique Wilkins, Kevin Willis. They'll play. And Brooklyn's terrible. They're a Z team with 17 wins. Then we get to Milwaukee and Miami. Miami, good team, 37. And Milwaukee, their guy is always injured. Miami, 6.5. I like Miami here at home. And the guy must be injured for Milwaukee versus sitting out every game. So let's take Miami at home. I like the home teams better because all the reserves play much better at home than on the road. Dallas goes to Memphis. Dallas is 2-18 in their past 20, and they should cover. Memphis has a guy injured. There's no way I'm taking Dallas here, laying as a road favorite. Now, I don't know the Memphis injury, but if I see this, despite going 2-18, Mavs should cover. I'm on Memphis. You're talking me into Memphis. Denver and San Antonio. We see this Wimbyana guy looks pretty good. San Antonio at home, laying 5.5. They just destroyed Boston. It was a tight game, and all of a sudden they're up 15. I like San Antonio over Denver. Again, very weak teams, very weak league. They're trying to sell you on Wimbyana. They're trying to sell you on this Jokic guy. They're trying to sell you on Luca Brasi. These guys aren't good. They're the best of the crap that's in the league now, but they're not very good. When I look at the Magic and Bird, Kareem, Dr. J, they wouldn't even play in those. Nobody shoots 3-point shots. You get in the paint, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Kareem, they're not shooting 3-point shots. So these idiots are shooting 3-point shots. Good luck for you. That doesn't make you a good player. So I'm going to take San Antonio here, but these guys are way overrated. As I said, they're trying to sell you so you go to the games. Boston goes to OKC. Now, Boston, as I said, just got killed by San Antonio. And here's OKC, who's the best of the worst teams in the league. 51, Boston 43. I like the game over 217. As San Antonio showed you, Boston's defense against good teams aren't that good. OKC scores a lot. 217 is a low number. So I like the over here. If I had to pick a team, I'd take Oklahoma, Barry Switzer, and Billy Sims. I would take them over Boston. Boston's on the road, and they had a hard game with San Antonio. They do have Jack Tatum back, but, I don't know. I don't know how good this Shea guy is from Toronto. Canadian? Yeah, I don't think so. So we'll see. In our last games, the Bulls and the Lakers. 27 wins for Chicago, 40 for the Lakers. Lakers laying 10.5. Luka Brasi. Who cares about chase cards? Jesus Christ. So he's there. LeBron sat out. I don't know. Steph Curry's out for a week or 2 weeks on Golden State, in case you're wondering. I did see him in the box score. Maybe he got hurt again. He played like 6 or 12 minutes just to see if he was playing, but he's injured, so he won't play. So the Lakers, Chicago, I guess I like the Lakers at home, laying 10. It's a big number, very small if I were to bet it. Maybe over. It's 238. I could see this going, being a high-scoring game. All right. Well, let's go to the NFL. And let's see what's going on in free agency. Caleb Williams is happy the Ravens pivoted to Troy Henson after failed Max Crosby trade. Do we give a fuck what Caleb Williams says? Absolutely not. The Colts placed a transition tag on Daniel Jones earlier this month, giving this time to work a little longer. Daniel Jones and Indy have reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $88 million contract. Good God. He sucks. Okay, now what do we get it? Because on the Giants, he sucked. He didn't show anything. He gets hurt a lot. He runs too much. He's just not a good quarterback. He has a few good games last year for Indianapolis. And now you're giving him $44 million. Something just doesn't add up that they pay these very weak players this kind of money. Jared Goff, but 60, 70 million. He stinks. He's a terrible quarterback. What do you pay him? Lamar. Oh my God. They gave him, this a bank basically. And I don't get it. What is wrong with these owners? Is this a plan? Are they trying to sell us? Are they giving them the money back through the back door? I mean, what's happening here? Because this is bullshit. This is total bullshit. Daniel Jones I wouldn't pay the guy $2 million. I don't care if I have him or not. I can draft a guy out of TCU and he's my quarterback. I mean, I don't need Daniel Jones. Max Crosby recommits to Vegas. I'm a Raider. I'm back. For how long? For a week? You got a bad back, or you've got an injury that you've got to recover, a knee, I think. So yeah, I don't know. Tagovailoa and Kyler Murray are officially released. I would say Kyler Murray go to Minnesota. They need a quarterback. Great going there, fellas. You let Darnold has a big year, but you don't recognize him. You draft J.J. McCarthy with the 8th pick, who can't even play college football, and he stinks, and he's always injured. And now you need another quarterback because you've wasted your first-round pick on him, and you let Darnold go, who won the Super Bowl. So your problem was you needed a running back for Darnold. You didn't have him one. And then he couldn't handle the pressure from Detroit. And then he couldn't handle the pressure from the Rams. The playoff games, and he falls apart. Here, he had Kenneth Walker to do it. Now, I don't think Seattle is very good without Kenneth Walker now, although Charbonnet is okay. I'm funny. Well, I tell the truth, and I have a sense of humor. Why no gold commercials? Just stupid commercials. They have some gold commercials. It just depends on what channel you're on. I don't watch regular TV very much. Just the sport, like football or stuff. I don't know if they're banned. We are now in a time of conspiracy and censorship. We're in a censorship time where Trump won't show you what's really going on in Israel. They're getting killed. They're getting bombed, but they won't show you that. Trump comes out saying, we're winning the war, and you can't see anything that Israel is getting the shit beat out of them. They're getting the dome is destroyed, and basically they're getting killed, but they won't show you that. So you have a lot of conspiracies on gold. Censorship, maybe they censor the gold commercials, but I do see them, but they're probably more on the internet. If I watch like one of these gold guys on YouTube, like I show you, they will have gold people doing their commercial, but it's hard because people don't want to believe the dollar's crap. The dollar's worthless, but nobody wants to believe it. And then here's Trump saying, we've got the best economy. Well, Trump wouldn't lie to us. Yeah, the government never lies to us. And so people, how are you going to really sell it when most people aren't going to believe that the dollar's worthless and gold and silver are the only lifeboat, and they won't believe it. The psychology is they're idiots. They keep getting these quick little bursts, and now their brain is misfunctioning. They can't. They don't have the capacity to concentrate for more than 5 minutes. So they're killing your concentration with all these stupid little idiot games that they play. And TikTok, it's 30 seconds, and that's about all you can communicate. So it's getting really bad. And that's one thing I enjoy about here is I can concentrate for an hour or two and not this bullshit anything else. So yeah, but there are some gold commercials, but you don't really need the gold commercials. You got me. And I would go to a store that you can trust versus SD Bullion or JD Bullion or these stores on eBay. I would do that. Um, go to my store. He'll deliver. I was in Alabama and he sent it to me. So you can do anything like that. It's fine, but you don't really need the commercial. You know to buy gold. It's just go to a local store that you can trust that he can prove it's real. TK, the ladies want our gold. The ladies don't know we have gold, and we don't tell the ladies we have gold unless they're really special and you've been with them for a while, like a Daria. She knows I have gold, but I've known her for, I don't know, since the stupid war began, which is 4 years, and I've known her before then. But that's why it's puzzling when we don't meet. It's not really because she doesn't want to. Her daughter has a disorder and she can't really be left alone, and just has problems. And so it's hard for Daria to meet me for vacation and leave her. What's she going to do with her daughter? Leave her at home? The daughter would freak out. So that's a big problem, a big part of our problem. And by the way, there's a war with Russia. I'm hoping that an American can go to Russia or she can come here, that the war won't create that, but we'll see. But, the close people, but you really don't say how much gold. You just say, I have gold. And, I got 5 ounces and I got a lot more, but you just say that. You got to be careful. When the shit hits the fan and people can't eat and they won't have any money, they will, oh, wait, professor's got gold. Let me go to him. So you got to be careful. It's not really public knowledge. You don't really want a lot of people to know about it, but you do want to teach it. Hey, you should buy gold and silver. And again, there's no skin in the game for me. If you buy it, I don't get a commission. There's nothing I get. If you go to my guy's store, I don't get a commission. Like I said, the guy I was working with a while ago, I was teaching him about gold, and so I took him to the store. He had $100,000 check, and he bought like 50 ounces of gold at the time. So he bought that, right? So that's what he did. He was smart. Then I said to him, well, by the way, you need silver too. And he had another 50 grand and he bought $50,000 worth of silver. So he's a happy man right now. I assume he still has it. I don't know. But that's the whole key to it. He needs to, he listened because I wasn't trying to sell him. I'm not trying to sell you. I don't benefit from it. People say, do you make money on it? I said, I only make money on the football because I'm selling picks. And if you're betting and you take my picks, you're going to win. So I don't, it's very affordable to get my football picks, but I don't charge for economics. I don't know, YouTube's so screwed up anyway. But yeah, I don't know enough about it because the internet's, the whole IT business is so bad at explaining what they're doing that you just don't know what the fuck. What's AI? What's Power BI? What's this? What's that? You get all these names. You're like, what the fuck is it? And then when you start doing it, it's, oh, that's all this is. Like a blockchain. What's a blockchain? Oh, it's a general ledger. Well, I do that every day at work when I'm working. It's just it's a receipt of everything you spend. So what's the big deal? The ladies they want a guy who will listen to them, who will give them his time, who will they'll be safe with, that they can be. The woman wants to be herself. She's emotional. She wants to be herself, but when she gets emotional, you'll be like, okay, that's fine. And you'll be stoic, and that's what she wants. The money's secondary, although it's nice if you can help her out, but that's not the primary thing for her. It's the protection. Daria says, I feel very safe with you, meaning I can say anything, and like she used to be an alcoholic and now she goes to AA, and I go, well, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't bother me that you were drinking or that you went to AA. We all have issues. I play poker, so I'm not addicted to it, but I play poker. So I watch football. I pick football games. I bet football games. So I want to be able to do that. So I don't judge, oh, you're an AA. I don't like if they do heavy drugs. That bothers me because it's going to hurt them, or smoking cigarettes is going to hurt them. But that's it. They charge us $500 for a ticket and they get it. Uh, I don't know what that means, Johnsy. The ladies won our gold. They charge us $500 for a ticket and they get it. What does that mean? Who charges us $500 for a ticket and they get it? A ticket of what? What? I don't know. You got to explain that. All right. So back to this. Tony Dungy out at ABC after 17 years. I never knew what his role was there anyway. He was terrible at it. NFL free agents, who is left? Who cares? Falcons released Kirk Cousins. We know. 2 years into his 4-year, $180 million contract. Why would they have paid him 180? They're paying him $45 million a year, and he's garbage. He's not even good enough. They release him. Cardinals officially released Kyler Murray. Vikings, maybe. I don't know. Daniel Jones' deal with the Colts is a win-win for both. How's it a win for Indy? They're stuck with this terrible quarterback. Evans goes to the Niners. Mike Evans from Tampa. I don't think he's got much left in the tank. We'll see. Panthers pay up big to add edge rusher. So the Panthers took Jalen Phillips, who I don't even know who he is. I know the two Georgia guys on Philadelphia, but I don't know who the Jalen Phillips is. And again, here's what they're missing. Jalen Phillips is not that good. But when you play with Jalen Carter and the other guy from Georgia and Nakobe Dean and all these Georgia guys, you're not going to double team him. You're going to double team Jalen Carter, and I can't think of the other defensive tackle. So he roams around. He looks good. Now he goes to Carolina. Well, guess what? He's going to get double teamed. He's not going to be any good. So he's better. You've got to problem solve it. He's good when there's other guys double teamed, not him. All right. Titans trade defensive tackle T'Vondre Sweat. What kind of name is T'Vondre? To the Jets for whoever. Titans announced 6 free agent signings. Now the Titans have that new coach Saleh from the Jets, who sucked at the Jets. Some of the free agent deals that have been reported over the last few days have been officially announced by the Tennessee Titans. Team confirmed the signing of defensive lineman Jordan Elliott. Who's that? Center Austin Schlottman. Who's that? Cornerback Alante Taylor. Who's that? Guard Cordell Volson. Cornerback Codale Flout. I love these names. And defensive lineman John Franklin. Maybe he knows Ben Franklin. Okay, are any of these guys any good? I don't think so. Elliott spent the last 2 seasons with the Niners. Elliott is who? Defensive lineman. Salo is the defensive coach. He was a 3rd-round pick out of Missouri in 2020. Well, it's now 2026. He will bring with him familiarity with the system. Yeah, who cares about that? So is Tennessee going to be in last place again because they got Saleh? Probably. Saleh's not a good coach. He's a good defensive coach, but yet when they played Seattle, he didn't show up. Now, he had a lot of injuries. So that's why these names mean nothing, because there's going to be a lot of injuries this pro football, and every guy's mostly interchangeable with the other guy, except for Max Crosby, what the guy on Cleveland, what's his name on Cleveland? Myles Garrett. I'm shocked I can remember that. I always have trouble with Myles Garrett for some reason. So Miles Garrett, I don't know about Crosby if he's all that. I don't know about this Hutchinson on Detroit. He's not. He's done. He broke his. When you snap your leg, you're done. There's no like, well, he'll come back. No, no, you snapped your leg, you're done. And Hendrickson on Cincinnati, he's a quitter. I wouldn't have paid him 5 cents. Baltimore's not going to be any better because they still got Lamar. So it's the coach. Let's look at Seattle. They had a bunch of no names, but they had a good coach who was a good defensive coordinator, I guess, and they had a good pass rush, and he could plug in anybody. You give him 5 other new guys, and it's the system. So that's how you rank a good coach. That's why I'm not a Belichick guy. His system sucked. He never had wide receivers, except for Randy Moss. They went undefeated, and then he didn't re-sign him. He won because of Brady. He never had running backs, and his defense was okay. He had some good players. Teddy Bruschi and Vrabel and those were good players, not great, but good. But he won because of Brady. His system sucked. That's why at North Carolina, I mean, they were terrible last year. When Brady left, they were terrible. So Brady brings no system. He was a defensive coach, but it's really who was he the defense coordinator? Oh yeah, the Giants with Bill Parcells. It was his defense, and oh by the way, you had Lawrence Taylor. So it goes back to who do you give credit to? Was it Brady or Belichick? And you give credit to Brady because he went to Tampa and won a Super Bowl. And when he left, Belichick couldn't even get to the playoffs. So that's kind of how you look at it. In my mind, you're giving too much credit to the coach unless it's his system. Lombardi, Bill Walsh, Chuck Noll, Bill Parcells, they brought in system. Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs won with 3-0 quarterbacks. 3 no-brain good. Mark Rippon, Doug Williams, and somebody else. And he won Super Bowls with crap quarterbacks. He had good defensive line, and so he had a good system, good running backs. He had John Riggins one year, and then some Timmy Jones who runs for 200 yards in the Super Bowl or whatever. Now you've got coaches like Jimmy Johnson, who was great. That was his system. He should be a Hall of Famer for sure. You give him the credit for them winning the Super Bowls, right? He shouldn't have left. This whole thing with his ego with Jerry Jones, he missed the big picture. He wasted how many years at Fox being an analyst instead of coaching? I thought was absolutely ridiculous. A guy like that is a great coach. Why would you do that? Look at Lombardi. He wins 5 titles in 7 years with the Packers. And the other year he loses the championship game and then sits out a year and then goes to Washington because he wants to coach. And he would have put in his system if he didn't die. He would have been, had he not had too much sugar and he would have fasted more, he would have not died. And he would have made Washington win the Super Bowl. That's the great team. Right, Parcells goes to these other teams and they're pretty good. That's the good coach. Belichick didn't do anything. He just watched from Parcells at the Giants, and he had Lawrence Taylor. Then he went to the Jets for a year, and he did nothing. Then he goes to New England, and if the guy doesn't get hurt, he's never going to win a Super Bowl. If what's the guy? The one quarterback they signed to $100 million deal. It's not Ryan Leaf. It's the other guy, Drew Bledsoe. If Drew Bledsoe doesn't get hurt, he doesn't win any Super Bowls. He only won because of Brady, and that's the point. It's like Phil Jackson only won because he had Jordan, and he got Scottie Pippen, and then he gets Dennis Rodman. That's why he won, not because of him. And that's where you got to draw the line: is it the coach or the player that does the player make the coach? Chuck Daly at the Pistons, I believe it was Chuck Daly. He won with Bill Laimbeer. He won with Rodman and Sally. And yes, he had old Isaiah, and that was good. Mark Aguirre really didn't do much. He kept it a very good team, but he was a great coach, and that's the difference, right? I can't believe the guy died. It's so sad. But that's what you got. You got your Bill Walshes, and you can tell, or your Jimmy Johnsons. It's the coach. The Niners, they blew it against Dallas. They should have had Joe Montana there in the '90s when Dallas was winning there. When Jimmy Johnson came, Joe Montana would have beat Dallas, right? And that was a big mistake getting rid of him. I didn't understand it. Steve Young's terrible. That's why I call Bryce Young Steve Young, because he's just as bad as Steve Young was. And anyway, that's what the coach did. If Bill Walsh was still there and Montana was there, they would have beat Dallas. And with the new coach and without Montana, because you're an idiot, you lose. So it's as simple as that. So that's why I really fine-tune the coaching as benefits to helping. NBA, is there any good coach? I doubt it. These players are out of control, and they're really kind of weak players now, but somebody has to be the star, right? But I always compare it to the 80s, and there's no Magic, there's no Bird, there's no Jordan, there's no Kareem, there's no Dr. J, there's nothing close to it in the NBA, and the same thing in baseball. There's no, I showed you that 71 All-Star game, just the fucking starting lineups. You couldn't touch it with any player you have today. Clemente, Mays, Aaron, Mano. Well, Mano wasn't there, but you couldn't touch those players. Stargell and Willie McCovey, Mays. You couldn't touch it with with any of the players you have now. Aren't even close. Clemente's sitting on the bench. Pete Rose is not even there. Maybe he got hurt because he was like a 15-time All-Star. Koufax and Gibson had just retired. You had Steve Carlton, Nolan Ryan, and players like, I mean, the players that played then, you can't compare it to now. They're just very weak. So that's kind of what you have with that. They charge us $500 for a ticket, and they get it. The football game. Oh, well, I didn't. How was I supposed to know? Is Barry Switzer he was a good college coach. He did coach. He won a Super Bowl with Dallas, but it was Jimmy Johnson's team. But he was a good coach at Oklahoma. They won 3 or 4 national titles, and he had the wishbone, and he was a good coach. Football games for $500. Well, I don't get your point in that. That's not really problem solving or selling. Selling is that the Lions, they don't really have a good team, but they sell you that they do. They beat a lot of bad teams, but they sell you that they're good. Look at my record. They went 15-2. They only played 2 or 3 good teams and they lost. Then they get in the playoffs and they lose the first game to Washington. And that's the thing. The Lions are selling you that they're a good team, but they're not. And you pay $500 a ticket. These people are idiots. These people are just, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know why are they, what are they doing in the whole thing. Let me ask Alyssa. So they're doing that a lot in basketball where they're trying to, or sports where they're trying to drum it up, make it good. There's a lot of censorship going on that this guy's really good. Look how good this guy, and the guy scored 83 points. They're making a big deal out of this guy's a nobody. It's because they played Washington. If they played a good defensive team, if there is one in basketball, he only averages 10 points a game. So a lot of that is they're trying to sell you that the product is good. Or in football, look at the ratings, and then we find out the ratings are false. You're not really getting a true picture of the ratings. So again, they want you to join the club because everybody else is in the club, and you go, I'm not joining. Buy electric cars because everybody else. No, thanks. I'm not an idiot. So go to the Lions game. It's the thing to do. They're this great team. Oh, they'll probably go to the Super. They're never going to the Super Bowl. They had their chance. They blew it against the Niners because of the coach. 15-2. They were never beaten Philadelphia or Kansas City. Last year they didn't make the playoffs. They couldn't beat Minnesota with Max Brosmer. This year they'll be lucky to win 9 games again. They have no offensive line. They try to sell you, oh well, we'll get this center from Boston College. He'll be the key. You got your left tackle is playing right tackle, and Sewell, he should be the left tackle. That's the one key area is the left tackle. We've been paying all this for a right tackle. It's totally stupid. So finally the left tackle's gone, and now they'll probably move the right tackle to left tackle, which finally makes sense. But that's all you got. You got one lineman who's the new right tackle. The guards stink. The center's retired. The left tackle retired. So now you got one guy on your offensive line who's any good. Do you have a coach who can get the line going? Well, not last year. And, they got lucky. They had 3 All-Pros. Now they got 1. So that's going to kill them. The defensive line stinks. Hutchinson stinks, but they won't realize it. The whole secondary is injured. And your linebacker stinks. Jack Campbell is nothing. But they'll sell you he's good. So the Lion fans, I see it at the pool all the time. They're wearing their Lions sweatshirt and their Lions hat. I go, did you lose a bet? And I just start laughing at them. Just like I did at poker, guys wearing a Lions jersey, I'm laughing at them. I'm like, or especially when I see a Jared Goff jersey, I just start laughing. What an idiot. You're wearing this guy's jersey? I always ask them if they lost the bet, because why else would you be voluntarily wearing a Lions jersey? But that's the thing. And now they're selling their tickets for $500. They're selling you that Jared Goff's good, and he's not. They're selling you that the St. Thomas, the receiver's good, which he dropped a lot of balls last year. It's the route. It was the play action, and then he'd cut across the middle, and in the zone, he would catch a lot of balls in the zone, which makes him look better than he is. It's not hard to catch balls wide open in the zone. It's not hard to get open in the zone. You go out 15 yards, and when the linebackers stop, you go right behind them, go to the open spot. Yeah, real difficult. So, they're trying to sell you Hutchinson's is recovered. He's not. So, yeah, they charge us $500 for a ticket, and they get it. Yeah, that's what they're selling. They're selling the team's good, come out, and then when they lose, they make up excuses for it. So they're selling you on the loss. Well, it's like Ric Flair getting you in the figure 4, and you're like, oh my God, he's breaking my leg, and it's not even hurting you. Or the Undertaker doing a pile driver, and your head never hits the ground. It's between, it's his knees hit, and your head's at his thighs. So you're not getting hurt. But you're selling it like, oh my God, I got hurt. And that's acting, and that's poker, and that's women, and that's football to get you to sell 500. If you thought the team sucked, would you pay 500 for a ticket? I don't know where you're coming up with 2,000 for a family of 4. You're putting it on your credit card, and then you're broke, and then you won't be able to eat because you're going to the Lions game. Then you got to pay for parking. Don't forget. So it's 2,000 plus parking. What, 2,100, and then eat a hot dog or a beer. So you're probably paying another 100 in food there. I mean, you'd have to pay my ticket and my parking for me to go. And I'm not sure I would even go. Luke asked me to go to Pittsburgh, to go to a Steeler game. I mean, I don't want to go to, I'm not going to waste my money on a football game. I'll watch it on TV. I got better things to do for 3.5 hours or 4 hours than to watch ridiculously bad football. There's Mahomes and I maybe would go to a Burrow game, but I wouldn't pay for it. He's the best Ohio State quarterback they've ever had, Joe Burrow, and he never played for them. And my favorite is he went to Nebraska, and the coach wanted to make him a safety. Scott Frost, dumbest coach in the world. So again, it's a lot of sale. It's a lot of, and that's what, like TikTok and YouTube and Twitter, if you're stupid enough to follow these, this is the problem you have. They oversell it. Oh, look at this kid here, and look at this great player. and they're not. They're very average players. And to waste your time and energy going to a game and spending 500. I used to go to like Michigan game, and it would be like $20, $30. You could buy the ticket just walking around. It'd be guys, hey, I got 4 tickets, and you'd give them $20 a ticket. And here we go. And now I don't even know if they have tickets anymore. I think they're all on the phone, and it's so stupid. But and then these seat licenses. What is that? Who's stupid enough to pay for a seat license? Good God, you got to pay for your seat. Oh, go fuck off. I don't own the seat. I'm just coming to watch the game. I'm not paying a seat license. So they're, again, turning you off. Oh, no, you got to come, and then you pay. I don't know what a Michigan ticket would cost now. I haven't been to a game in a few years. It's probably 4 or 5 years ago I went. My dentist would give me the game. My dentist would have an extra ticket, and I went. I think it was like, Central Michigan or one of these MAC teams. And that was the last time I went. And you can get hot dogs right outside the stadium for $2 or whatever, and a pop. And you couldn't bring it in, but you could. So it was kind of a neat experience to go to a Michigan game. But that's they're trying to sell you this. And now you got the NIL, and it's really ridiculous. These players aren't worth half of what they're getting. Where are they getting the money? And then are they? This is amateur sports. They're not professionals. Why are you paying somebody who's not a professional? Either they're professionals, then they need to be in the NFL, or they're college players. But don't give me this shit. The college player should get paid. The college player is getting a free education. He's getting paid. He doesn't have to come up with $110,000 for college, go to Michigan, Ohio State, wherever, and he gets room and board. So, yeah, he's getting paid. It's college. This is not professional. They should not be making money. And I hate when people think, well, they should be getting paid. No, they shouldn't. They are. This is amateur athletics. That's what it is. If you're that good, then you should go and try out for the NFL teams, not the college team. So I really hate when these quarterbacks all of a sudden start making money going, this one guy from the guy from Florida is now at, I think, LSU or Louisville or somewhere, and they're giving him millions of dollars. The guy stinks, Langway. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? Why are they paying him so much? This is not professional sports. You can't call it professional. It's not a professional. Well, they're making money from the TV. Well, that's the market. That's fine. If the market for TV wants to pay that much, it goes to the universities. Maybe they can lower the tuition for everybody, or give free books away, or something that they get with all their money instead of pocketing their money. But the quarterbacks don't deserve anything. They get the free education, and it's 4 years, not 7. Anyway, then we have, what was I going to say? Just a second, probably Alyssa. What was I going to say? Anyway, they're all college. It's amateur athletics. It's not professional. So people that think they should get paid are out of their fucking minds. They don't understand economics or business at all, and should shut the fuck up, because they're just wrong. You're creating an environment that doesn't exist. Let's see, if I go to college and I get a degree in finance, should I get paid for that? Well, why not? Well, because you're not working for a company. Well, neither is the athletes. Neither is the football players. I don't know if you're playing basketball too. Where are you getting the money, and why are you paying? Does not anybody have a problem that it costs you $100,000 to go to college, and they're using the money to pay for athletes that are not professionals. Does this not bother anyone? Instead of looking at the whole problem is, let's get the tuition down with the TV money, not pay these players who are amateurs, who don't deserve the money because they're amateurs. They're not professional. So it's all bullshit. And it just steams me when guys say, oh, no, they should get paid. Based on what? You don't even fucking know economics is. You don't know what a pro is and what an amateur is. And you want to pay them because it's not your money. The whole thing's ridiculous and it's falling apart. But, you're competing with the NFL now. So you start paying a guy $5 million to stay at Ole Miss instead of him being drafted, and now it's hurting. There's no quarterbacks in the NFL because they're all staying in college. So you're killing the product, which you don't know. But anyway, yeah, $500 for the ticket is ridiculous. But it's simple. Just don't pay it. If you want to get it down, just don't pay it. And that's the thing. God, I'm really close to thinking what I was thinking. Oh, yeah. So inflation is money printing. We print the money and the money loses value. So it takes more dollars to buy a can of soup or whatever. But it's not inflation if prices go up due to a higher demand or a lower supply and same demand. So if all of a sudden there's no corn and you can't eat the wheat checks and the price on wheat checks go up, that's not inflation. That's because the supply is down. Or on the other hand, maybe it's a new computer and then the demand for the computer goes up and then the price goes up because of the demand. So if price goes up by demand, that is not inflation. If the price goes up because supply goes down, that is not inflation. That's the market. That's what the market is, depending on supply and demand. If the demand is really strong, like it is for gold and silver, the price goes up, but it's not going up because of inflation. There's only one thing that's inflation. You're printing the money and the money loses value and the money's worthless. That's inflation. You're inflating the money supply. That's it. There's no wage inflation. There's no this inflation, that inflation. It's money. You're inflating the money supply. It loses value. That's what inflation is. These guys come up with 15 other little bullshit things on inflation. Or there's Austrian economics and Keynesian economics, and you can call Austrian classical economics. It's Adam Smith. Now all of a sudden you got guys coming up with 52 names. Oh, it's MMT. No, that's Keynesian. It's free market economics. It's this economics. Is that? No, it's either Keynesian or Austrian. That's it. There's two economics. You either have government run the economy or the free market runs the economy. I think I put in my title something on money in the markets. And what I'm trying to say with that is the money controls the market. Without money, you don't have a market. People who think we're going to run on credits are out of their fucking minds. Or we're not going to have money. You're out of your fucking mind. You need a medium of exchange. You need to get paid and you need to buy things with money. That's the purpose of money. It's the medium of exchange. It's the means to the end. I want to buy a gold coin. I need money to buy it. But that's the means to the end. The dollar is the means to the end. You're not supposed to print it to zero. You're not supposed to have these wars and spend a ton of money and think nothing's going to happen. So it's really stupid. So anyway, that's kind of how I view it. But the market controls prices, which then takes more or less money for. And the competition, so if I want to go to Kroger's or I want to go to Meijer's or Target, I'm going to get cheaper things at Meijer and Target. But if I'm getting fruits and vegetables, I don't care. An apple is an apple. Why would I pay more at Kroger's or my meat store? They get expensive on some of that. Why? It doesn't make sense. Like I eat the red and yellow and orange peppers, and they're $1.65 at Meijer's, and I go to Bush's, my meat store, and they're like $5 per pound, and I weighed one, and it was a pound. So this pepper is going to cost me $5.99. You out of your mind? or I can go to Myers for 165. So the prices are important to tell you where to shop, what to buy, the competition. That's all the market. The market is having competition. That's the problem with communism, fascism, what we're having now, censorship, and all this problems is due to the government getting involved, trying to price things. Um, it's just not, it's just stupid. Just let the market work. Why are they afraid to let the market work? Because they don't know. They haven't problem solved the market. I have. So you want the market as the best solution. When they say the financial system is blowing up, no, it isn't. It's just the dollar's blowing up because the dollar's worthless in every country. So when it's worthless, then you get out of the dollar, which is what I keep saying, into something that has value. And that is gold and silver because it can't be printed. And we just ignore the paper bullshit COMEX. We know that's just, they're selling us that gold and silver aren't worth anything. Just like they're trying to sell us the lions are good, or the guy in poker, or the woman. Everybody is a song and a dance, and they're trying to sell you. And that's the key to it. So you need to problem solve that you're being sold. Why is this hot girl talking to me? What does she see in me? She's a hot girl. She could have anybody. So you got to ask, if you're at a bar and you see this hot girl come up to you, you got to like, okay, my spider senses would be high. What the fuck do you want? Now, she might just be, I'm attracted to you. You look nice. You're this, you're that. No. Okay, fine. And I don't have any money. And then let's see if she walks away. I was watching one movie and the girl asked this guy, what kind of car do you drive? I would have laughed and walked away. You're not worth talking to. So that's how you have to do it. But everybody's trying to sell you something. Some people are just selling you, there's girls that just want your time, your loyalty. Well, my boyfriend cheated on me, so I just want a guy who's not going to cheat on me. I got money. I don't really want your money. I just want your companionship. So you got to ask those questions and then see if that's true. Daria and Jenna want a little bit of money, but they want my companionship. And they're pretty loyal. Like Russian, Ukrainian women are pretty loyal, good family girls. So you have to understand that. Sometimes you're used, like, oh, I need a ride, and you get used by that, but they like you, so they like that you give them the ride, but you are being used there. So you just try to see what's going on, and then you problem solve it. Like why? You ask the why, and you look for tells. Right? Just like poker. I was with the girl, and she like swallowed, and I could see her. She went like that, and I knew she liked me because she was swallowing, and she was a little nervous around me. So again, there's a tell. Obviously, this was in Romania, so I left her in Romania. But everybody wants something, and that's the more you know. That's why it's stoic. You start realizing, oh, this guy doesn't want anything. They just want your companionship and this, and they're trying to learn from you, just want to be with you. You're stoic. They like that. You're not all emotional. So there's several reasons to be with somebody. Just like there's several reasons to play poker. There's several reasons to bet the football and the baskets. There's always multiple reasons. Where do you go to the grocery store? So you try to smell, does it smell right or not? We know wrestling's phony. We know it's that. I love when they get mad. Oh, it's not phony. Yeah, it is phony. And then Ric Flair would really put you in a figure four and break your leg, and you go, yeah, I guess it's not only, but that's not what you do in the ring. But if you're stupid enough to go to a guy and say it's phony, then yeah, you got problems. Um, so that's a lot of it. It's when we look at basketball, we're problem solving. When we look at football, we're problem solving. But we got to avoid all what they're trying to sell us. Oh, Daniel Jones, 88 million for 2 years. They're selling you that he's good, but we know he sucks. So that's why you hear me when I go through the quarterbacks. I say, Lamar's terrible. I'm trying to get you away from the brainwashing of this is what they're selling you is he's good. Look how good he is. And then I go, but he hasn't won anything in the playoffs, and he's not a very good quarterback. And now he's starting to get hurt a lot, which I don't believe. So they're trying to sell you Lamar's good, and he's not. Josh Allen, he's good, but he's not. I mean, you're not going to win with him, but he's a good quarterback. I don't know. I didn't think he was that good, and they had to work on him for 2 or 3 years to get him to have his feet right. I mean, it was crazy. Terry Bradshaw was a lousy quarterback. They won despite him. They had Swan and Stallworth, Franco, and that defense, and that's why they won, not because of Bradshaw. But Chuck Noll is a very underrated coach. He was a very good coach. So you're trying to. They're selling you. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, and I'm selling you. I'm not selling you. I'm explaining that it's bullshit. He's not a good quarterback, but they're trying to say, look how good he is. What was that moronic one? The guy said, oh, yeah, C.J. Stroud. And the guy says, oh, that's moronic to get rid of C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's not good. They're selling him that he's good, but he's not. He never did anything in Ohio State. He's not done anything at Houston. He gets into a playoff game with the best defense, and he throws 5 picks. Now, it shows you his IQ is about 0 for football IQ. I got the best defense. I probably don't want to throw the ball in harm's way. I probably want to run it a lot and try to establish a ground game. And I certainly don't want to be. I mean, look what Seattle did to New England. They ran whatchamacallit, Kenneth Walker. They ran him Super Bowl MVP. They ran him 25 times for 160 yards or whatever. Houston didn't run the ball. So you could run on New England. Houston did, or Seattle did, but Houston didn't. And that was the difference. The coach is in over his head. The quarterback's got his head up his ass. And that's why you say get rid of C.J. Stroud, because they're selling him that he's good. So that's why when I walk through all the quarterbacks and I say this guy's good and this guy's bad, we can do that right now because it's fun. So let's go to like week 15. So let's go through the quarterbacks. All right. Atlanta, Kirk Cousins. He stinks. Penix is good. I won't be bought there. The Baker's good for Tampa. Arizona, Brissett. He's not very good. Kyler Murray didn't even play. They're selling you that he's good. He's not. C.J. Stroud, I just talked about. He's terrible. The Jets, Tyrod Taylor is not very good. Now, what they picked up Smith, Geno Smith. Well, he's no good. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, he's terrible. He runs a lot. He can't throw the ball. So they're trying to sell him as the number 1 pick. Look how good he is. He's not. Oakland, Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, neither of them. They both suck. Philly with Jalen Hurts, he sucks. Washington, Daniels is good, but he got hurt. And Mariota is just a backup. That's all he is. The Giants, Jackson Dart, they're trying to sell you that he's good. He's not. He wants to run. He's gotten 3 concussions. He runs, he can't throw. You're the quarterback. You need to know how to throw, but he doesn't. Buffalo, Josh Allen, he's good, but not great. He's not Mahomes. He's not Burrow. New England, Drake May, they're trying to sell you. He's good. He showed you against Seattle and against Denver. Then you saw the real Drake May. Not very good. San Diego, Herbert, I don't know. He is decent, but he doesn't win the big games like Jared Goff. So he's not. He's average. That's it. Kansas City, Mahomes, yes, he's the stud. He's the superstar. They're not selling you. He really is that good. Baltimore, Lamar, like we talked about, he's not very good. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow is great. Cleveland, take your pick. Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun Watson, Prime Jr., they all suck. So who are they going to sell you on? Prime Jr., that he's good? He's not good. We know that. Chicago, Caleb, they're trying to sell you. He's this great quarterback. He's not. He made some lucky throws that he would scramble around and throw it behind the defense. That's not a good quarterback. The keys against the Rams, he throws 3 picks, including 1 in overtime to lose the game. He cost you the game. He's not no, Joe Montana doesn't cost you the game. I'm not going to bet on Chicago because of Caleb, but I will bet on him because of their running. Indy, well, what do we have here? Riley Leonard, I do like. Bean, I like a lot. Daniel Jones sucks. So, don't buy Daniel Jones. Seattle, Darnold, I'm still not sold on him. He's okay. He did good because he had Kenneth Walker. Now, he loses Walker, gets Charbonnet, but he did finally get the win, so he's getting better. So he maybe went from a 5 to a 6. Mahomes is a 10, Burrow's a 10, Stafford's a 10. Darnold was maybe a 5 or 6 because in the big games he choked the year before. Tennessee, Ward, he's a 2. He's terrible. He runs around. He has no idea what he's doing. Brock Purdy, I think he's okay. He's not at the Mahomes level, but he's a drop below, but he's not bad. He's decent. Carolina, Steve Young, he stinks. That's all I can say about him. He's terrible. He wants to run. He's not a good quarterback. Again, he went to Alabama, and in Alabama, they don't teach you how to play quarterback. New Orleans, Tyler Shaw, I have no idea. We'll have to see. He was at Louisville. He wasn't anything special. Texas Tech or Baylor, wherever he was okay. Got beaten out. So I don't know how good he is. We'll see. Detroit Golf, he's average. He's a 5. LA Stafford's 10. All right. So Stafford's superstar. Golf. LA must be laughing all the way, all the way home. They got rid of Golf for Stafford. I mean, what a beautiful idea that was. And the Lions get Golf and think they give him $70 million. It's like the dumbest franchise in sports, as we know. They haven't won a Super Bowl. They haven't won a championship since 1957. And guess what? You'll be 2057 if we're still alive, and they still won't win one. They're not going to win one now. Their guys are injured, and they're drafting too high. They rebuilt when they drafted Hutchinson 2 and Penei Sewell 10, and Gibbs was 10 or 11. Okay. But now you're drafting 18, 19, and you're not going to get the plan. This is not a strong draft anyway, but what are you going to do? And then you're going to get your guys injured. Gibbs is going to get it. He's going to break his knee, and Golf is terrible anyway. St. Thomas, he got hurt last year. The whole secondary is injured. So how are you going to draft 15 players? And you need backups. Green Bay, Jordan Love, he's average. He's not it. Bad draft in the first round for this guy. Bo Nix, I think he's very good. I'd say he's up there like an 8. Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy's a 0. He's terrible. If they get Kyler Murray, I don't know how good he's going to be. He's maybe a 4 or 5, where J.J. McCarthy's a 0. Dallas, Dak, we know he's a choke. He's about a 5. He's not very good. He's not a winner, and he struggles a lot of interceptions. And then we got Miami. Tagliabue is gone, and he's terrible. And Aaron Rodgers is a superstar, but Aaron Rodgers, he's getting old, but he's a star. He had a good year last year. It wasn't his fault they lost. People want to undersell him and say, "Oh, he's old. He shouldn't play." No, he's fine. He's a star. You can win with him on a good team. If he was on he was on Houston. Okay, with that defense, Pittsburgh could have won the Super Bowl with Houston could have won the Super Bowl with Rodgers. Give him a running back, and then you've got this great defense. I mean, it was like Bradshaw and the Steelers. Despite Bradshaw, they won with Franco and Swan and Stallworth and the defense. And that's basically what you had at Houston. You needed the receivers and the running back, but if Aaron Rodgers there, he doesn't throw 5 picks. I'm just saying these players make millions and charge the fans 500. Well, the fans don't have to pay. Now, first of all, the owners are getting the TV revenue. We're talking NFL here. They're getting the NFL. They're getting the TV package, which is making them billions of dollars. They're overpaying the players, which pisses a lot of people off. I go to my job, maybe I make 80, 90 grand, and these guys are making, you're paying Jared Goff $50 million. Guy's terrible. So you have that. And then you don't have to pay for the ticket. I don't go to the games. If people wouldn't go to the games, they'd have to lower their price because that's what the market does. The market will say, no, we can only, nobody will pay for the ticket. I can make Teaser King $5,000 on a weekend for my games. I wouldn't get any customers. Oh, maybe I'd get 1 or 2, but I'd probably get a lot less customers. So by 100 a game, I found the sweet spot where I get the customers and, versus going too high and not getting any. So if nobody went to I don't know why people are running to a Lions game. I'll tell you the truth. Again, they're selling them that they're this great team and they're going to the Super Bowl. And I don't know why people care. I could care less if the Lions go to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to have a party and celebrate the Lions went to the Super Bowl. I could care less. So I don't really understand it. As far as I'm concerned, just let me go to the pool and let me get my apartment and let me teach class and I'm fine. I'm not running to a Lions game. The only way I'd go is if you gave me the ticket and I'd park at MGM because I'm not paying $100 for parking. And I'd stop at the Boneyard before the game to eat. I would not, pay $10 for a hot dog. That's ridiculous. Even MGM, in the little food court, Coney Island, $6 hot dog. I can go to the Coney Island here and pay I looked at yesterday, it was $2.99 for a hot dog. So I don't really get that. But this is the problem, right? They can sell them for 500. They can sell them for 1,000. Why are you? So this is the point. Are really this many people paying 500 a ticket? Do they really have the money to pay $2,000 for a family of 4 for 1 week? It's 17, 8, it's 18 weeks, but you're going to have 8 or 9 home games. Let's say you go to 9, you got 18 grand plus you got 20 grand to go to see the fucking Lions, to see football, to see this crap. I don't know about that. Maybe in Kansas City with Mahomes, maybe Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, but they're not a good team. The old Oakland Raiders maybe, but not now, or Dallas, not now. That's why the problem with no coaches. At least with Jimmy Johnson, they're going to be a good game. Now there's no good coach at all. There's just Sean Payton. Sean McVay's okay, and that's about it. You've gotten no good coaches. Harbaugh stinks. I don't buy the Niner head coach. He's terrible. So you've got no good coaches. Then it's all these coordinators moving back and forth. And then why are the coordinators moving? And then you've got very weak quarterbacks. You don't have enough players for all the teams. You got 32 teams and you got enough players for maybe 10. You got, these terrible, you're overpaying because there's no quarterbacks out. So you're paying Jared Goff $50 million because there's no good quarterbacks out there because you don't know how to draft. There was, but you drafted, you're drafting Tagovailoa instead of a better quarterback like Kyle Trask at Tampa. He's a very good quarterback. You're not even playing him. Hartman, you're not even playing him. And then you're complaining because they're not what? They're not minorities. They're not runners. Yeah, they're good quarterbacks. So you're missing the point. So again, it's being ruined by DEI. And well, you've got to interview a minority, even though he's not worth it, but he's a minority. You got to. I mean, that's such a bullshit. If the guy's a good coach, you hire him. If the guy's not a good coach, you don't hire him. It's as simple as that. Someone asked me if I was racist. One of my neighbors, and I said, if you're a nice person, I like you, and if you're not a nice person, I don't like you. I don't recognize color. I don't like you or not like you because of your skin color or anything like that. I only like you if you're nice, and if you're not a nice person, I don't like you. It's very simple. It's not got anything. They always think it's race, and you're like, it's got nothing to do with race. They're being sold a bill of goods. The minorities. That could be anybody: Indians, Asians, Africans. Hey, I'm born white. It doesn't mean I'm anything. It means that if you're a nice person, I'll talk to you. I have no problem with your skin color if you're nice. If you're an asshole, why would I? I think it's more stoic. I don't want to spend time and talk to you. There's nothing to talk to you about. That's why sometimes I kick people off because they're wasting our time. But if they're good communication, then we talk to them. As simple as that. So anyway, you don't have to buy the tickets to the football games. They're on TV. You can just watch the games. I don't know what you'd do at a game anymore. It'd be so boring. Oh, there's an instant replay. Oh, let's review. And for 5 minutes, you're staring at the ceiling going, why aren't they playing? Oh, there's commercials for that. See, I don't want to sit there and not, it's like going to a movie. Well, what did we stop? Well, they're doing an instant replay on the movie. So you're sitting there for 5 minutes until the movie gets back on. And it's again, it makes you stupid because it kills your concentration. They keep breaking your concentration, and it's terrible. So that's a big problem. So that's why here we concentrate. I did 2 hours and 17 minutes, and I was able to concentrate, and you're able to concentrate listening to me. And I try to go through enough topics so people who are interested in one and not the other can listen when I talk sports or talk gold and silver. All right, let's take our last look at gold and silver. And I'm going to eat, and then I don't know if I'm picking up Alyssa or not. You never know with her. All right, gold 51.34. Why does it go down from 9 to 10? It's bullshit. And silver 85.31. So again, why does it go down? Because it's just bullshit. There's no reason. Nobody's selling gold. It's just these options. And why are options linking to physical gold and silver prices? Because it's bullshit. It's a Ponzi scheme. There's no reason you should get a physical price of gold and silver from an option. It's got nothing to do with one, it has nothing to do with the other. This is the future price of gold. We don't need the future price of gold. Just fucking buy the gold. Do I get a future price of Raisin Bran and Oreo cookies and all? No, I don't get a future price on that. I don't need one. This is what it costs. You buy it. Well, I got to buy for my manufacturing plant. Well, you're not buying gold and silver. Oil, no, just whatever it's at is what's the market paying for it? The market cures all this bullshit forecasting. And, it's just stupid. We'll have to watch what's going on. The U.S. is getting killed in Iran. Trump's the biggest liar in the world. We didn't shoot that school with all the young girls. That was Iran did it with the Tomahawk missile they don't have any because they don't buy from us. So no, we're the ones with the Tomahawk missiles. We're the ones that shot and killed all these young girls at this school. Just admit we didn't realize, we thought it was still a Navy base. We didn't know because we're a bunch of morons who doesn't check our information. Anyway, just be careful. Inflation is not 2.5%. Don't kid yourself. The money's worthless. Don't kid yourself. This is worthless. And if you want to survive, you buy this. It's as simple as that because you can't print or therefore you can't inflate. Therefore, it will never lose value. COMEX can push the value down as they're trying to sell it weak, but the people that really know it's not. Just like the football quarterbacks. Everybody tells you on Lamar, he's not good, but they'll sell you he's good. So it's kind of a reverse sell. They try to sell you Caleb's good. He's not. Jalen Hurts sucks. CJ Stroud sucks. They all suck. They all can't throw a ball. They're there because they're athletic quarterbacks, but they're not quarterbacks. So sorry, doesn't work that way. Anything else? All right, just hold your gold and silver. You do not profit take it. If you need to sell an ounce because you need $5,000 in cash, because right now we're still using cash, absolutely do that. But otherwise, you just hold the gold and silver. Try to keep enough money out to use it for your normal daily things. And I'm lucky that my Social Security pays my rent and everything else. I got to call this apartment and go, what the fuck? I talked to you Tuesday. You're looking at it Tuesday. It's now Wednesday. It's now Thursday. How hard is it am I approved or not? Like, what's the deal? Anyway, have a good day. www.teaserking.com. Enjoy. And I will be back tomorrow, I believe. All right. We'll have Mark McGuire tomorrow, see what he's saying, and I'll check with the colonels to see what's going on with the war. But right now, Iran's up 39-0. Got off to an early. The U.S. scored by killing the Ayatollah, and then after that, we've been getting killed. So we're down, 39-7 because they got the early touchdown, but then it fired them up. Now they're all fired up. They got the momentum. Anyway, if you're doing live betting, I would bet on the Iranians. All right. Have a good day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Take care.